Has Weller Antique 107 met its match with the brand new Bardstown double wheated bourbon? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today, we are going to be doing a full review of the brand new release from Bardstown. This is their double wheated bourbon coming in at 106 proof. This is a very unique bottle of bourbon because it's got a unique mash bill that not anybody has ever used before, that anybody can recall. This is coming in with a corn percentage of 53%, wheat of 39, and malted barley of 8. And it's 6 years old, straight from Bardstown Bourbon Company, coming in at 106 proof. That's right, this is a $50 bottle of bourbon that my buddy Salty Lettuce was able to acquire for me down in Tennessee, because here in Jersey, we're not fortunate enough to get this beautiful bottle of bourbon. But here we are. We've got the ability to do a full review. Make sure you guys drop that like. Leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are on this specific bottle, the double wheat, and also your other offerings from the Origin series. Let me know your thoughts on those. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. We are officially sold out from the first single barrel everyday drinker pick, so make sure you guys check the link out down below for the Patreon to join up for future picks so you don't miss out on those. Thank you very much to everybody that had picked up a bottle, and I have been getting excellent reviews on that. But without further ado, let's get into the fresh pop on the Bardstown Bourbon Company double wheated bourbon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get that fresh pop. Not too bad. Not too bad. Here we go. Let's get into this. Here we go. As always, it's Red October. Phillies are down 2-1 to the Mets. It's do or die tonight, but here we go. Into the nose. I'm getting a lot of like lemon Entenmann, or the tasty cake pie, like that lemon custard inside with that pie crust. It does have like a little bit of like a honey with a little bit of like a stone fruit-esque to it as well. But that lemon pie, that lemony custard with that really like breakable pie crust is what's really coming off of this nose here. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to smell anything because my nose was so stuffed the past couple of days. But this, being one of the first things I can really truly smell, is absolutely wonderful. It's got a lot of fruit notes, I thought that this would be a little bit more on that like hay Bailey-esque because of all of that wheat, but that is not the case whatsoever on this bottle of whiskey right here. It's so lovely. It's fruity, it's soft, it's pie crusty, it's a little bit of like a caramelized vanilla. There's some creme brulee in here. I get a touch of an apple, but that, like I keep saying, just think of the Entenmann's or the Tasty Cake. I can't really remember what specific brand it is, but when you take your first bite of that and you're getting that that pie crust with a little bit of that lemon, like the pudding or whatever it is inside of that, that's the nose that's coming into me right now, and I really, really enjoy everything that this has to offer. Let's get in the palate and see what this thing has to offer. That is magnificent for what it is at a $50 bottle of bourbon. It's soft, it's viscous, it coats everything. You get a little bit of a drying effect. It's got a little bit more of an oaky presence to it because of that, a little bit more of an age. It's leathery, it's woody, but it's a soft, sweet wood. I get that lemon follows through into the palate after that initial sip. Let's get into another sip. I wouldn't call it a pie crust on this. I wouldn't go as sweet as that, but I would go as far to say that maybe there's some bready notes in this. With that wheat, it brings in a little bit of that bready quality, but I wouldn't say that it's like a sugary pie crust. I do get that lemon, like I said, that bready quality, but I do find that this has a little bit more of like an espresso-y note in there as well. I wouldn't go as far to say like a full-blown cappuccino with like the cinnamon and the foam on top. This has a little bit more of that richness, that espresso-y quality to it that I really find to come to love in a lot of my whiskeys lately. And I do find that this has a little bit of a lingering aspect on the middle of my tongue. I'm not getting it on the tip, I'm not getting it on the back. Right in the middle of my tongue, I'm getting a lot of like, just like lingering, just oakiness, but it's not a bad oak. It's not a bitter oak. It's just sitting there and just drying my tongue out, whereas the outsides of my tongue are salivating like absolute craziness. Let's get in for another sip. It doesn't drink at 106 proof. I would say right around that, like maybe 100 proof maximum. I'm not getting any burn on this whatsoever. This being one of the first sips of whiskeys that I've had in over a week. I can actually like tolerate this because, you know, when you take that long break, sometimes anything proofy hits you hard. This right here is not hitting me hard whatsoever. It's packed full of flavor. It's enjoyable. The sip is spectacular. Mouthfeel is incredible. It brings you everything that you want in a whiskey in this price range. It's not mind-blowing, but for the price, it gives you everything that you paid for. Now, what I want to do is I want to give a little pour of the Weller Antique 107 and just see what the comparisons are on these, right? I know that this is going to be a little bit higher wheat in the mash bill. This is also 1 proof point higher, but for the price of the Bardstown double wheat, we're going to see if it's this bad boy's match. All right, so on my right, we've got the Bardstown. On my left, we've got the Weller Antique 107. Your Weller is going to have that traditional, like, wheated Buffalo Trace nose, right? I mean, everybody knows it. If you've had it before, you know what you're looking for. It's got a really nice soft cherry in there. It brings forth a little bit of that, like, vanilla pudding in a way. A soft chocolatey note, like it's just intermingling with so many different flavors. The nose is beautiful on Weller Antique 107, but the nose on this it's very comparable. I wouldn't say that they're the same, but on the aspect of richness and boldness and complexity on the nose, I would say that they're right on the same level. And I wouldn't say that they're vastly different either. Let's get into the palate on the Weller. You know, the palate on the Weller, you could go as far to say it's smoother, right? It's not as bold. It's not as, it doesn't have as much complexity as this over here. It's sweet. It's very viscous. It's got a lot going for it, right? It does what it's supposed to do immaculately. But this over here, because it's new, it's probably giving me something that, you know, maybe when we do it in a blind, right? Blinds are always the answer for these things. But this, it's bringing a lot of fun into this. And I really, really enjoy what this has to offer. It's got that mouthfeel. It's got that viscosity. It's got the palate. It's got the finish. It's got the nose. And for me, I think that, you know, if you come into a store and you see this for 50 and you see this for 100, I'd say go for this because you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever. Now, if you never had a Weller, you're going to probably buy the Weller, right? That's just us as bourbon hunters. But nonetheless, if you don't see this and you see this, pick this up. It's a darn good sip, and you are not going to be disappointed whatsoever with this brand new release from Bardstown in their Origin series. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you smash that like, leave that comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Check the link out down below for the Patreon. But until next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Go Phils.